The U.S. military's ground war is about to begin. March 29, U.S. military's latest official confirmation. Hundreds of Army Rangers, naval SEALs have secretly arrived in the Middle East, and the previously deployed 82nd Airborne Division. Naval Marine elite forces have rendezvoused. The total number of U.S. troops in the Middle East now exceeds 50,000, an increase of 10,000 from the usual, all entering within effective striking range of Iran's mainland. This is not a routine troop rotation, nor is it a bluff to deter. It's the U.S. military's real combat deployment. Every unit arriving is ready to be the first ground force ready to pull the trigger. 2 anonymous U.S. officials confirmed these newly arrived Special Forces elites are fully integrated into a rapid strike combat system. And the Airborne Division that arrived earlier, the Marine Expeditionary Force, forming a complete 3-dimensional capture combat cluster. In fact, low-intensity conflicts between them have already begun, and this time, the U.S. military and its entire ground force will push the conflict completely to the brink of a full-scale ground war. Their core strike target has already been confirmed by military officials, is Iran's economic lifeline, Kharg Island. This island, less than 50 square kilometers, handles over 90% of Iran's crude oil exports. Oil export revenue accounts for over 60% of Iran's fiscal revenue. It's no exaggeration to say cutting off Kharg Island's operations is equivalent to directly cutting off Iran's lifeline that has endured U.S. sanctions for over a decade. Virtual lifeline. The U.S. military's operational logic is already very clear, and the mode of full-scale invasion and attrition warfare focus on precision strikes, rapid raid routes. The Airborne Division is responsible for airborne seizure of core island facilities. Special Forces are responsible for forward infiltration, precision destruction. The Marine Corps paired with the Amphibious Ready Group, responsible for landing fire support. The entire plan's operation period is only a few weeks. The goal is to paralyze Kharg Island and withdraw quickly, avoiding the risk of getting bogged down in a quagmire. Seeing the U.S. military's heavy deployment and the ground deployment on standby, many people's first reaction is, Tehran is completely panicked. Iran is about to collapse, but this is precisely the most serious misjudgment of the current situation. Iran is not only not panicking or passive, but has already maximized its full-spectrum countermeasures. Even during the same period as the arrival of U.S. Special Forces, it has already revealed its trump card with live fire. For Kharg Island, the core lifeline, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps has dispatched heavy defense brigades to the island, deploying smart naval mines in surrounding waters, deploying anti-ship missile positions and drone launch platforms along the coast. The island's defense has directly entered a state of highest combat readiness. At the same time, Iran's Supreme National Security Council has clearly stated a red line that cannot be crossed. Or Special Forces infiltration and sabotage. The Strait of Hormuz will be immediately and completely blocked, and coordinating allies to control the battle use its more than 3,000 ballistic missiles of various types to indiscriminately strike all U.S. military bases in the Middle East and all core targets in Israel. From March 28 to 30 early morning, Iran has launched multiple waves of attacks, precisely striking Saudi Arabia's Prince Sultan Air Base and other U.S. forward facilities, directly destroying early warning aircraft and aerial refueling aircraft at the base, paralyzing the U.S. military's air combat support capability in the Gulf region. From the current situation, the probability of the U.S. military launching a full-scale ground invasion of Iran is almost zero. The real risk in the Persian Gulf is never a full-scale war, but a conflict triggered by limited ground raids, escalating out of control. In the 2003 Iraq War, the U.S. military deployed 190,000 ground troops to achieve initial occupation, but ultimately fell into a quagmire of counterinsurgency for over a decade. Iran's land area is 4 times that of Iraq, population of 85 million, complex terrain, and possesses a complete defense, industrial system, and the ability to mobilize the entire population. With only the existing 50,000 U.S. troops in the Middle East, launching a full-scale ground war would be strategic suicide, completely inconsistent with U.S. core interests. But the most dangerous variable lies precisely in the U.S. military's operational plan. It's not full-scale invasion, but a limited ground raid targeting Kharg Island. The U.S. military's plan is a short-term action to strike and withdraw. But once this action is implemented, Iran will inevitably launch indiscriminate countermeasures. At that time, the conflict will completely break through the preset boundaries of both sides, escalating into a full-scale Persian Gulf War, and even triggering a global energy crisis. Ultimately, every change in the Persian Gulf is the result of hegemonic pressure. This game concerning the Middle East structure and global energy security. Who do you think will win this ground war? Welcome to leave a message in the comment section to share. Thank you all for watching today's DAFE Global Geography. If you like our content, please don't hesitate to like and share. Follow me, I'm DAFE. See you in the next video. The U.S. military's ground war is about to begin. March 29, U.S. military's latest official confirmation. Hundreds of Army Rangers, Naval SEALs have secretly arrived in the Middle East, and the previously deployed 82nd Airborne Division. Naval Marine elite forces have rendezvoused. The total number of U.S. troops in the Middle East now exceeds 50,000, an increase of 10,000 from the usual.